done at this stage is I've basically mapped out where the cat's going to be, and I'm just putting some yellow acrylic paint on. It actually took me quite a few layers, like 3 or 4 of them, to build it up, because it's obviously very sort of transparent, and I'm also working with a turquoise as well. So I'm just getting a bit of paint on there, just good coverage, a few layers. And now with this spatula you can see that I'm putting some texture. This is going to be pretty useful in the next stages, as you will see. So it just adds a little bit of interest, and just really adding a little bit of colour to the cat. So I got some place to start. I can just about see some of the lines I've created underneath. Right, so I'm working a little bit of coloured pencil now into the acrylic. Just a lot of the stuff, you know, which you put on it does get covered over, and I know that, but little bits remain, and I think that every layer that you put on adds a little bit of character. So this part now, where I'm putting the white on, this is just sort of relating to some of the objects that are in the picture and just adding a little bit of interest, like I said. And now going over the entire thing with a dark brown. So it's obviously very sort of liquid, and I'm going to be mopping that up. And you can see the textures that I created. It's actually gathering, the paint is gathering there in those textures, and it's making it more interesting. So I've worked with this style a little bit through time, and I know pretty much what to expect. So just like this brush stroke here, splats, you know, things like that. I can squirt it with a bit of water, mop it up, you know, leave a little bit behind. Yeah, there's little traces that are going to be left behind throughout, so you can't be too precious about anything that you do, really. It's all part of the building up sort of process to create something interesting, you know. And of course, you know, the backgrounds are, you know, they've got to be, well, they haven't got to be, but it's good if they have some interest as well, instead of them just being plain. So you can see another splat, bang. Put some water on it, job done. So some of those splats you can see, you know, they're still there, you know. Hair dryer it, just get it sorted out, and we got our backgrounds. And I will draw attention to the part where the blanket is. I had this idea to put some sort of warm colour there. That's going to be painted over as well, as you'll see. So I'm just really starting now to pick out the main sort of light and dark areas of the cat, you know, with this brush, and just so I know where things are going to be. Just taking care really of the direction and so on of the hairs. And fast forward quite a lot, so I've got all that work done on the cat, coloured pencils and everything. I'm just really now putting some of the details in there, you know, just going over them. But you can see as well on the left side, I've left it quite loose, so it was important. I wanted to sort of tie the cat also into the background as well, so that it unified, you know, the whole thing. The eyes were, well, here, you know, the eyes, okay, but you can see the contrast between all those textures and, you know, the cat. So I think that's quite a nice contrast between the two. And it's just a matter then of just, you know, detailing until eventually we come to a grand end. And you can see what I've done to the top of the blanket, just tying it all in. So that's it, and job done. So the end result, as you could see, of my cat portrait, I'm very pleased of it. I think, yeah, it's, I mean, especially the eyes. I was going to talk about the eyes, and I sort of didn't get around to doing it. But the eyes were actually a real important part of this painting, you know, to get, because they were so, I don't know, so beautiful, so you know, the colour so wonderful, and really wanted to bring that out. At one part, I had this idea maybe just to make it all quite dark, but I'm glad that I didn't, you know, and sort of done it that way. So it's come out really nice. And of course, down in there we've got our footprint. Very important. I hope you enjoyed the video. Take care and see you soon.